So, in the last video, we saw Trump go absolutely scorched earth, and I thought that was the height of it. Turns out it was just the warm-up. Now, what I'm about to show you changes everything I thought I understood about this conflict. And I'm not here to celebrate war. I'm not even fully on board with what's happening in the Middle East, but I support truth, I support strength, and I support accountability. And today, that's exactly what we're breaking down.
It's 14 total bombs under total stealth. Not a single shot fired, says Chairman of the Joint Chiefs Dan Kane, saying that no missiles were launched, no shots fired at our mission, no Iranian planes got airborne. They simply didn't see it. I want to bring back the special report anchor and our executive editor, Brett Baer. Brett, it's remarkable, these details, to learn that we literally got in and out without really being detected, hit all targets. It just strikes you at really the dominance. We heard from Secretary Hegseth, the unmatched capability of the American military. But boy, you really got to see it here, and likely sending a message to those that would do us harm. It's 14 total bombs.
Definitely does. So let me get this understood. I'm trying to get some straight. 125 military aircrafts flew from Missouri, refueled in midair, dropped nukes that hit nuclear targets in Iran, is what I'm reading. And Iran didn't even launch a single plane in response to that. Now, that's one of the wildest things I think I ever heard in war story type. But what came next? Absolutely nobody predicted it.
That just under 30 minutes here.
Well, one, it went longer than I anticipated. Yeah. But there are four things that jumped out at me. One, the level of secrecy of this mission. The fact that you had planes that flew from the continental United States. From Missouri and flew for, I think it's 18 hours with multiple refueling in the air. The second thing, what jumped out to me was just the execution of this massive plan involving the U.S. military, seemingly in multiple theaters. You know, this decoy you were talking about went to the Pacific to take away from what was happening the other way. The other thing that jumped out at me was that when the chairman of the Joint Chiefs said no Iranian planes flew and no shots were fired at any of the U.S. military jets, all of that to me is just from what they're telling us, is rather impressive. And I say, are we going to the Steph Twitty, or are we going to the reporter? Oh, we're going to all of you. Let's bring into the conversation retired Lieutenant General Steph Twitty, former Deputy Commander of United States European Command and NBC News military analyst; Chris Marr, former Assistant to the Secretary of Defense for Public Affairs; NBC News national security reporter Gordon Lubold; and also coming into the conversation, New York Times Pentagon correspondent Helene Cooper. I was going to go to General Twitty. Actually, I'm going to go with you first, General Twitty. Just your reaction to what we heard in this briefing, and also your reaction to Secretary Hegseth saying that the scope and scale would impress the American people.
Well, good to be with you, Jonathan. Let me just say that I'm proud of our...
I thought he was going to give us some more than that. You could have stopped the clip right before that, Mr. Gunther, my guy. But even MSNBC, yes, MSNBS. Sorry, I always get that confused. I mean, even MSNBC couldn't find a way to hate on this. You know it's serious when even a network that's allergic to Trump is out here saying, oh, okay, that was pretty impressive. And then the vice president, J.D. Vance, stepped in and confirmed it on camera.
Is the United States now at war with Iran?
No, Kristen, we're not at war with Iran. We're at war with Iran's nuclear program. And let me just say, Kristen, that we're incredibly grateful and proud of the American Air Force pilots who did an incredible job last night. The operation was really extraordinary. These guys flew from Missouri. They didn't land a single time. They dropped 30,000-pound bombs on a target the size of a washing machine, and then got back home safely without ever landing in the Middle East or ever stopping other than to briefly refuel. And of course, they did that in the air. So it's really an incredible operation, a testament to the power of American military. And I think what shows what can happen when you have that great American military in the hands of capable presidential leadership. What we did is we destroyed the Iranian nuclear program. I think we set that program back substantially, and we did it without endangering the lives of the American pilots. That's an incredible thing, and I think we all should be proud. Whatever our politics, we should be proud of what these guys accomplished. A very, very high-impact mission under a lot of pressure.
He didn't just say that we hit a few buildings. He said the Iranian nuclear program was destroyed and no American lives were lost. So hold up. We're talking about targets, I'm reading, buried deep underground, reinforced to survive anything. And Trump's team dropped a 30,000-pound bunker buster. I'm trying to figure out a way to describe it. From halfway across the globe and actually nailed it without ever landing in the Middle East. I'm still processing all this, y'all, but that right there, I gotta say that's next level. And just when it felt like a chapter closed, they gave the strike a name. Seen this tweeted today. As soon as I woke up, Operation Midnight Hammer. That's what they're calling it. Operation Midnight Hammer. Sounds like something from a Tom Clancy novel, I'm just saying. But it's real, and it hits hard. Meanwhile, internet was on fire.
And somebody in the White House needs to take Trump and sit his ass the fuck down. Life already hard, now we gotta worry about this bullshit. Ever since you stepped foot in the motherfucking White House, you ain't did nothing but cause motherfucking chaos. I'm not getting out there fighting no motherfucking body. I'm on Iran's side. I'm on their motherfucking side. Fuck the U.S. I don't give a damn. And somebody in the...
What? I mean, you got folks out here on TikTok saying they side with Iran just because Trump was behind the strike. Imagine that. Publicly rooting for a regime that blinds women and funds terrorism. Just because you don't like who's in office. But the moment that really broke my brain, came from someone I did not expect.
He's buying himself some time in some room. I was also in the Holy Land very recently. I think progressives underestimate how dangerous Iran is. Iran is not a normal country. Normal countries don't blind women because they showed some hair. They don't empower little gangs and proxies to surround a country and fire rockets and rape people. So Iran, the two things are clear. The what, they cannot have a bomb, and the why, because they say death to America, death to Israel, and death to all the Jews. One of those should offend you if you're progressives. At least one should offend you. And so the question, though, is the who and the how. Is Israel going to take out this nuclear capacity by dropping people there who blow it up? Or is America going to take it out by dropping a bomb that blows it up? But the what and the why are clear, and I think progressives should get on board with that. We cannot have a nuclear-armed Iran. I was in the region. You were in the region. This is a very dangerous power that cannot get a nuclear weapon.
Van Jones, one of the most vocal left-wing voices out there, straight up said that progressives need to get on board with stopping Iran from getting nukes. Basically, he told his side, I know you hate Trump, but Iran ain't just some misunderstood country that we need to bypass, okay? They blind women for showing their hair? I think I heard him say. I've seen videos of them chanting death to America. We reviewed them on the channel. And honestly, I respect that level of honesty from Van Jones. And while the media spins, something more dangerous is building here at home.
Iran has also directed its proxy groups to embed sleeper cells in the homeland to be activated. Experts we spoke to said that should the U.S. join these attacks on Iran, they may try to activate these sleeper cells, Kelly.
Iran's operatives in the U.S. will strike.
So you think we need to understand and remember that you've got Iranian operatives in the United States right now?
Yes.
One coming out today, White House is currently monitoring possible Iranian sleeper cells in the United States. Here's another one that came out. Trump administration boosts monitoring of possible Iran-backed cells in the U.S. as Trump weighs strikes. Highly vulnerable Iranian supreme leader may try to activate sleeper cells in the West as Israeli onslaught mounts, experts warn. So FBI sleeper cell warning list coming out, this back in 2023. The first one is Washington, D.C. They know there are sleeper cells in Washington, D.C. all throughout New York. There's so many in New York. There's no specific locations, just the entire state of New York has sleeper cells. San Francisco, California, Santa Clara, California, Los Angeles, California, San Diego, California, Houston, Texas, Arlington, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Boca Raton, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Tampa, Florida, Boston, Massachusetts, Playfield, Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, Cleveland, Ohio, Laurel, Maryland, Potomac, Maryland, Harridan, Virginia, Springfield, Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Charlotte, North Carolina, Detroit, Michigan, Columbia, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, Denver, Colorado, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Tucson, Arizona, and Seattle, Washington.
Wow. Whoa, first of all. Second of all, not to make this a joke at all, anything, but seriously, this is reminding me of the latest movie, Captain America. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm referencing. Now, we're hearing talk of Iranian sleeper cells right here on U.S. soil. You mentioned plenty of cities, but D.C., New York, states that is, but states and cities, I'm sorry. New York, Texas, California, places where they may already be waiting. Let me get this straight. As we're striking Iran overseas, there's talk that Iran might already have people here, just waiting for the right moment. I'm not gonna lie, that's a national security nightmare right there, man. And yet, the same people who ignored this threat before suddenly crying about war powers now.
Come on, Harry. You've got to remember to delete the old tweets before you say shit like this.
There are many things that Donald Trump should be impeached for. This is certainly one of them. He just completely ignored Congress.
But Harry, you didn't feel that way when Biden did it? No, when President Biden struck the Houthis without congressional approval, by the way, you said President Biden's strikes against the Houthis in Yemen was absolutely the right move. They are murderous lunatics who had been warned time and time again to stop targeting ships and innocent people, including Americans, and they ignored it. Let's go Biden. Sent January 11th of 2024. Oh, and this was the second country that Biden had attacked without congressional approval. So if Donald Trump should be impeached over this, why weren't you calling for Biden's impeachment? Oh, wait, I think I know the answer to this. It's because you're a hypocrite. It's because you're not actually talking about anything you actually believe in. You're just talking about what you're paid to.
Yep. He even posted this video and attached it to the original post from Harry Sisson. One of Biden's biggest cheerleaders is out here calling for Trump's impeachment over this. But rewind to last year, he was cheering when Biden bombed Yemen. Also, without Congress. So, again, let me get this straight. It's heroic when Biden, almost said the wrong word, but it's heroic when Biden nukes a country. But when Trump does it, it's treason. Please make it make sense. And while everyone argues, while everybody's arguing, guess what's happening to your bank account?
You know, we are not involved in war in Iran, despite the media hysteria and despite claims by people on, conservative publications, conservative broadcasts, people on the left, people on the right coming together to undermine Donald Trump and create this sense of panic and sense of distrust with Donald Trump and his administration. We are not in war. We have not declared war. We do not have troops on the ground. We have not conducted strikes in Iran. We have not assassinated the supreme leader. We have not carried out strikes on their nuclear facilities. But the market is reacting because, well, as the news media pushes out propaganda and as tensions continue to rise between Israel and Iran, this is obviously impacting the price of oil. Several oil refineries in Israel and Iran have both been struck by ballistic missiles. And one of the greatest worries is that a full-scale war in Iran is going to significantly cause the cost of oil to increase. But we're simultaneously watching the cost of gold increase. So why is gold increasing right now? I mean, it makes sense why oil is increasing with all of the tensions in the Middle East, but why is gold increasing?
This is obviously right before operation.
Well, gold and silver, both precious metals, they're a tangible asset. During times of crisis, uncertainty, turbulence, geopolitical conflict, everything that we're seeing, people have a tendency, it's just human nature, Laura, for them to say, okay, I don't know what the future holds. I'm going to pull back. Maybe I'm just going to sit in cash, right? Which isn't necessarily a good option right now when banks are undercapitalized. And we're dealing with the ramifications of the Biden administration where, you go all the way back to COVID. It's like, okay, people were shut down. They couldn't open up their businesses. We had stupid mask things. We had travel restrictions. We had everything.
Okay, I think we got the point. Oil prices are climbing. Gold is spiking. Oh, hold on, y'all. Answer the front door, son. Answer the front door. But oil prices are climbing. Gold is spiking. The dollar is always getting weaker. And people are scrambling to find somewhere safe to put their money. Now, I ain't no financial expert, but when everybody starts buying gold, that's when they start to think something is coming. I mean, look what happened. And then MTG, Major Retailer Green, hit us with this message right here. Every time America is on the verge of greatness, we get involved in another foreign war that would not be falling on the people of Israel if Netanyahu had not dropped on people of Iran first. Israel is a nuclear-armed nation. It's not our fight. Peace is the answer. She flat out said this is not our fight. Yeah, I am a conservative. I support Trump, but I also support asking questions. If Israel started this and we're the ones catching blowback here at home, then who really benefits? Listen, I'm still learning about this whole conflict, but what I know right now is Biden has been soft. The markets are spooked. The world is reacting right now, and even Van Jones and MSNBC are giving Trump his credit. I always tell y'all this ain't about left or right no more. This is about whether or not we're being pulled into something that we didn't start, but now I have to deal with. Now, let me know what you think. Was Operation Midnight Hammer justified, or are we walking right into a war we don't need to be in? Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You could be saving their life. Peace.